Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's start off with Nina and Willow for a minute because there's a couple of glaring problems with this scene, and I just don't understand how stupid can Nina be. First of all, she comes over there and she asks her, "Hey, do you mind, helping out Sasha with like hanging up, decorations at the park or whatever?" And I'm like, she's pregnant. She doesn't want to do any of that. She wants to sit there and lay down and rest. Why are you sitting there? And it gets to a point she starts badgering her to help Sasha. Oh, you got it all, this, that, and the third. I'm like, why are you badgering this pregnant woman to help Sasha? It's volunteer. She's going to have a bunch of other people. And I understand that it's about more support. But I'm like, yo, listen, she doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to do it. Why are you sitting there getting in her face, badgering her about this? On top of that, the fact that the fact that Nina can't see. First of all, Willow looked like she's damn near on death's door. Okay, you can see like the eyes and everything like that. They're really dark. She looked like she's super tired, and I'm just like, I don't understand how you're arguing with somebody who looks like they're the Walking Dead at this point. Like you can't see her facial expression, the fact that she looked like she can barely listen to what you're saying. But this just goes right into Nina being delusional. And, I mean, she's delusional for a lot of things, but my goodness, if you can't sit there and look at her and tell that there's something off about her, the fact of the matter is she shouldn't be sitting there saying, "Are you okay? You look like you're really tired. You need to sit down." No, because that would require Nina having a brain. And I just don't really see that happening. So she goes on and on and on and on and on. She calls her a bunch of names. She's selfish, this, that, and the third. Willow had enough. She starts yelling and screaming at her. Carly walks on, because Carly is looking at this from outside, and she finally walks in like, "Yo, what is going on? What are you doing to her?" And Willow falls, and she faints. Now, granted, this isn't the first time that Willow has fainted in front of Nina. You would think that she would be a little more considerate, a little more careful, given her state and everything. No, 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 no. Why? Because Nina's an idiot and she's delusional, and well, she's a bunch of other names I'm not going to sit there and say. But the point is Nina we're dealing with. So we got that going on, and we got Valentine wanting to do business with Sunny. Apparently, Valentine is a middleman. There's this group called Pikeman Security, and they want shipments to be, coming through Port Charles. And at first, Sonya's like, "Yeah, I don't want to do business with you. If it's not about Anna, we got nothing to talk about." And so, he's not really feeling this idea so far, but Valentine's like, "Listen, if you don't do it, they'll go with somebody else." But here's the thing, though. If you're not going to be part of the solution, then you're going to be part of the problem. And they don't handle problems too well. And at first, Sonny's like, "Are you threatening me? Did you not just hear the fact that he said he's a middleman? Um, what they're going to sit there and pay him is $1 million per shipment." I mean, granted, yeah, Sonny's rich, but I'm like, even if I was rich, I'd be like, it's $1 million. I'm not going to turn down $1 million per shipping. You better get your house in order. First of all, the fact that you got Michael sitting there taking down and causing problems with his shipments is an issue. On top of the fact that he looks weak, as far as his peers and everything like that goes. So, huh. Now me and DC have been talking about this for a while as far as Sonny and his Lashera and the fact that Maurice is pretty much kind of showing signs that he's pretty much done doing this show. Yeah, he's pretty much done doing the show. And I feel like this may be his final, the beginning of the end for Sonny. I feel like that. Now, Josh is sitting there talking about she wants to be a pre-med and everything, and Carter's like, do you want to do that because you want to, or do you want to do that because you have feelings for Dex? After a while, they get to talking, and at first she denies, but then she comes out, she's like, yeah, she does have feelings for him. And she even says, when Carly's like, all right, so where's Cam feelings is? Like, what do I Cam? At this point, Josh is already talking about breaking up because, when Carly's like, have you talked to him about this? And, Josh is like, listen, things change. Things changed, and it probably changed during that whole tape. The revenge tape or whatever. So you got that going on. Also, Josh has known Cam since they were kids. Okay? It wouldn't surprise me if she just got, bored. No one will blame her for being bored or anything like that. But the fact that she didn't sit there and be honest with him up until this point, she just made out with another guy, and at this point, you pretty much cheated on him. You owe him. You owe him. And, you own the truth. And so, now she's talking about breaking up with him. So it's like, all right, fine. You probably should have did this way before this whole Dex thing got started, but whatever. Hell, she said this didn't have anything to do with Dex. It's just things change. Be honest. And Michael is pissed. First of all, Michael comes to see Dex. Dex is already dreaming about Josh. And he finds out that he's been shot, that Josh has helped, that his mom is involved. So now, if he goes down, they're going down as accomplices. So he's like, listen, I'll blow this whole operation before, any harm or anything like that comes towards my mother and my sister. I'm like, Michael, you need to sit there and take some responsibility. Because this whole thing started with you wanting to take down Sonny. For you being a hypocrite and knowing who Sonny was, all this while, but whatever. So now, now that things are affecting his family, now it's a problem now. It's a problem now. Like, come on, bro. You set this in motion, and things are going to get out of hand. Dex getting shot. Even he said he was going to sit there and try to fight Michael, but Josh is there. Like, this is, So long story short, he's sitting there telling Dex, listen, you got to sit there and find a way to break this, whatever is going on with Josh, you got to find a way to distance yourself. So after he leaves, Josh comes over. Now, let's talk about Brooklyn and Dante. Long story short, Brooklyn wrote the letter, and Dante came over there, and she was like, hey, you can give it to him, you're a cop, yada, 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 it'll work out great. Dante's like, yeah, that's a problem, because, it's too late. They already, it's already too late. They already started the meeting and everything like that, so she can't sit there and deliver the letter. Now, at this point, Dante's like, why didn't you not do it when I told you to? And Brooke was like, because I was being selfish. It's great that she's taking responsibility now and that she's calling it out for what it is, but it's too late for that. You don't get it's one of those things like you don't get points for being honest with yourself after you already screwed up. Granted, it should work for the next relationship, yeah, but as far as with Chase, I was circling through so many different names. We got 4 shows that you watch. As far as Chase is concerned, it's already too late for that. Now, after Nina, gave Sasha something to do, Chase comes over, and Chase is Cynthia talking about well, the fact that he broke up with Brooklyn, the letter and everything like that. And Sal's just like, well, maybe, she wants to sit there and try to do what was in your best interest and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, the hell are you talking about? I should tell you the truth throughout that whole thing. The only thing that it seemed like she was trying to do was give Brooklyn excuses. Well, she wanted to sit there and do it. Maybe, she really loved you. Remember, we played God and we did stuff like that. So, maybe you might want to, what? Like, she screwed up. Like, Chase had every right to sit there and be upset with Brooklyn, and breaking up with him was the best thing he could have possibly did for himself moving forward. But also Cynthia trying to give him alternatives and everything like that, and I don't know, maybe he made Ruth think about it and decide to be with her. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Here's the thing. It took them so long to get together. By the time they did, no one cared. Okay? When they got together, no one cared. And now they broke up. Like, what are you? I mean, granted, it could be temporary, whatever, but the point is, like, they broke up, and now it's like, what are you doing? What's the matter with you, bro? Now, towards the end of the episode, Brooklyn was calling somebody, and she was like, listen, I screwed up. I need to sit there and fix things. Oh, and Chase also, and I knew I was about to sit there and figure something. Chase got the text from the review board, and, well, they denied his request. So he is no longer going to be a cop unless whatever Hail Mary Brooklyn got going up her sleeve is going to work. And you know what? He has himself to blame for that. See, I'm not gonna blame Brooklyn for his impulse to sit there and I'm gonna the first time who did he hit the first time? Oh, the first time he hit was Valentine. First time he hit was Valentine. I was like, what are you doing? Valentine was sitting there saying some nasty things, so he hit him. Or was that the second time? I forgot how many times did Chase actually hit someone? I know it was Valentine and it was Link, but even after the Valentine part though. When he got back his badge, you would sit there and think, you know what, let me just chill out. But then you want to punching Link. And at this point, I was like, bro, the first time I can almost feel bad for you. I mean, I really can't, but I'm like, you made a mistake. Screw it. I don't even feel bad for him. I'm just going to be honest. I don't even feel bad for him. They gave you back your badge. And then you decide to hit somebody again. I'm like, bro, maybe you don't deserve the badge. Maybe you don't. Because you keep doing things. Yeah, we can sit there and be like, Brooklyn is toxic. Brooklyn did not sit there and tell Chase to punch Link. That was on him. So this whole, everything that happened, that's on Chase. So I can't feel bad for him that he lost his job. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you're really going to sit there and look at it, this comes down to a temper. You flew off the handle 2 times. What's to sit there and say won't happen a third or a fourth or a fifth? I feel like that's about it for the most part. I can't really think of anything else that I missed. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.